sophomore, number 3, Easton Allen.
You can see we got a couple of really tall people standing up in front of us. Binger Oni Bobcats versus the Mountain View Gotebo Tigers. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2024 Caddo County Basketball Tournament presented by CK Energy. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsors for tonight's action for the Binger Oni Bobcats Legacy Bank and for Mountain View Gotebo Shamrock Bank of Mount View. Thank you. And the jump ball goes the way of Binger. Well, almost seems like an easy day today after 8 games yesterday, only 4 today. That'll be the format for Thursday and Friday for losers and winners consolation games. Binger comes out hot, takes the lead, and it is 2-0. Close up and scores. Nicely done. Fun game already so far, 2-2. And just like that, a flash of maroon and red as you see them going back and forth in a frantic pace here to start the game. As far as the games of the day go, this should be probably the most competitive game on paper. Binger Oni boys enter the game 15-2 on the season, and Mount View Gotebo 8-5. And we have our first foul in the first quarter.
Number 3, Easton Allen. And the last shooting,
Covered this young man's cousin who used to play for Amber Pocasset. I still remember the family coming up to me after the game and saying, "I can't believe you got our son's name right." And I'm like, "Well, it's spelled just like it sounds, toe and tie, right?" Jump shot up and off the mark, no good. Binger Oni player momentarily knocked to the court. He is back up.
Mark the quarterback and the Warriors, number 23, Blake Maxwell.
After opening scores by both squads, each get a stop and missed shot apiece. Binger crashing the board to get the rebound. Kicks it out to Mendoza. Jump shot perfectly straight, just short. As a result, the air ball doesn't score. Blake Maxwell with the ball. Hands it off to Creed Toentai.
Big early, number 2, Randy Mendoza.
Binger just flies down the floor, coast to coast, and scores. Nicely done by Rennie Mendoza on the steal and deal. Toe and tie back over to Gaunt. Into the paint. Hobbs posts up. He is blocked, loses possession. Binger comes down the floor, and a bit of a cluster jam there. It's called an offensive charge.
Into the Bobcats.
4:47 remains here in the first quarter. It's a 4-2 lead for Binger. Maxwell with the ball, back to Gaunt. Binger's defensive scheme giving Mountain View some early trouble here. Gaunt with the ball in the corner being pressed. A really tough defense right now by Allen. Maxwell, top of the key, kicks it back over to Toe and Tie. Back to Gaunt with the jump shot off the mark, no good, crashing the boards. And a rebound for Binger, number 20, Carter Taylor. Dishes it up the floor, and Rennie Mendoza can't get the one-handed shot to fall. Inside of halfway to go in the first quarter, your score, Binger only 4, Mountain View Gotebo 2.
With 52 remaining in the first quarter, 30-second time. Not big over.
Want the other two back? Yeah, good come out during the game. Yeah. Nice start to the game for Binger. They have been aggressive defensively, going man-man. Couple of steals. They did have a couple of missed shots in the paint. Otherwise, been a pretty impressive start to the game for the Bobcats. Mountain View's had a couple of opportunities, just hasn't been able to really get into sync yet offensively. And as a result, the initial bucket that they got to tie the game 2-2 has been all they've been able to muster in half of the first quarter. Almost another steal by Binger. Gaunt dribbles out of the trouble, crosses back midcourt. Chip shot off the mark, no good. Mendoza with the ball, penetrates, dishes out. Number 10, Reigns with the jump shot, no good. Put back is good. Binger 6-2. A backdoor steal almost materializes for the Bobcats. Their defense has been tenacious thus far. Cross-court pass goes awry, stolen by Binger. Well, fairly early on in the day, my assessment would be that Fort Cobb Broxton may have their dancing partner with the Bingeroni Bobcats. Boys look to be exceptionally sharp, quick, mobile, and a really good defensive scheme. Putting real pressure on. A lot of people remember the Arkansas press back in the day that would get on you from the very, oh boy, he's right across the line there. Another turnover for Mountain View Gotebo. Good defensive stop. We're going to have a jump ball, and that will favor the Tigers. Dribbles through the double team. Loses possession, though, of the ball. I think it's going to be off the outstretched fingertips of number 10, though, on Binger. Bodie Raines. And the steal. Coast to coast scoring. Mendoza with yet another steal and score. Balanced scoring attack so far for Binger. They have four different players with a bucket apiece. Gaunt with the jump shot, top of the key is no good. Rebound by Toentide. Into the paint, post up. Maxwell trying to get the angle, can't quite do it. Back to the top of the key. Gaunt looks to reset the play, almost gets jumped and the ball stolen. Back to midcourt. Cross-court pass. Penetrates and drives, pulls back up. Jump shot is going to be short. Rebound Bobcats. Nice closing defense by number 15, Trip Lee for the Tigers. Turn around, one-handed shot, no good. Back top of the key. Toentide looking to slow it down a little bit and get a better shot off inside of 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tigers unable to get a bucket after the first putback to start the game. It was Binger 2-0. Immediately, Mountain View Gotebo scored, and since then, unable to get a single shot to fall. Low-scoring affair here in the first quarter. Jump shot is off its mark. Rebound and cleared with authority by Binger. Raines gets the ball up. Harper tries to get into the paint, loses possession of the ball. 5 seconds remains. And that'll do it. Your score through 1. Binger only 8. Mountain View Gotebo 2. You're watching Prep Nation TV.
Stars second quarter, Binger only basketball.
Bobcats will get the ball to start both the first and second quarter. To say that it's been an offensive struggle for Mountain View Gotebo would be an understatement. Teams traded buckets to start the game, two apiece, and then has been all Binger since then. Jump shot is off the mark and no good. Rebound Tigers. Gott being pressured extensively. And another steal by a suffocating, just relentless Binger Bobcat defense. Seal the deal. Score it, 2. Yeah, I think Reigns had his foot on the line, and as a result, the steal is no good. It'll be possession maintained by Mountain View. Jump shot is good, and the string is snapped. 10-5, Binger. Oh, look at the English on that. From downtown off the glass. That's a nifty pass there. Another turnover. Binger gets the ball, momentarily bobbles it. And here comes the Wunderkind. To the hoop, misses the shot. Hustles up a rebound, can't quite get it. Mountain View does. And it'll be the Tigers' ball. 5:56 remains in the second quarter.
Checking out the podcast, number 1, Richard Rodriguez, and number 11, Douglas Mendoza.
Shot off the mark. The putback, though, is no good. Wow, what hustle. Awesome pass. I mean, folks, that is impressive. 10-point lead for Binger, 15-5. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2024 Caddo County Basketball Tournament, presented by CK Energy. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsor for the two teams playing tonight for the live stream and video highlights for the Binger-Oney Bobcats, Legacy Bank, and for the Mountain View Gotebo Tigers, Shamrock Bank of Mountain View. And yet another steal. Scores. In and out, no good. Boy, that one goes 9 out of 10 times. Just a little bit too much arch on the ball, and it just rings right out of the rim. Into the paint. Pivot, spins, kicks it back out. open three is no good. And behind the back, scores. Are you not entertained? We're going to have a foul call against Reigns on the reach over.
Fouls on the Bobcats. Number 20, Carter Taylor.
Should put Cash Hobbs at the free throw line to shoot a pair.
At the line shooting two, Cash Hobbs. Second game for the Chargers, number 3, Hunter Hunter. And for the Bobcats, number 10, Sonny Lane.
Taylor heads to the bench for the Binger Oni Bobcats. First free throw is no good. Second one does go. That'll make it a 13-point lead, 19-6 Binger. I'm telling you, folks, this defense by Binger is legit. Feeds and scores. It is hard to say amen when the Bulldogs got you by the britches, and that's exactly what is happening right now to Mountain View Gotebo. Another steal. We're going to have a reach-in foul call, I believe, against number one. Gets the reach by as he's trying to dribble around him. Toe and tie will be flagged. That'll be a side kick for the Bobcats. They'll bring the ball back across midcourt. Down to 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. And the three is good. Sorry for the angle there. Mendoza with the three from the left side perimeter. Timeout call, Mountain View Gotebo. Your score, Bingeroni. 24, Mountain View Gotebo 6. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. It's free. All you have to do is go to the main page on YouTube app and click subscribe. It'll prioritize content whenever you're inside the app. More importantly, it helps us have more followers. And Mountain View Gotebo with the score. 24-8 now.
This is David. Mountain View Gotebo. for the Bobcats. Number 11, Julian Mendoza. That's all 17.
146 remains here in the second quarter. Back to the line for the Tigers. Number 33, Cash Hobbs, and another opportunity and chance here. Put some points on the board. It has been all Binger here in the second quarter, though. Bobcats have opened up a 15-point lead. Was 16. And the nefarious around the world move there. Just can't quite keep possession of the ball. As a result, it goes over. And inside the paint. So a 17-point lead for Binger now with 1 minute to go, their largest lead of the game. Bobcats have just opened up a case of whoop, you know what, here in the second quarter. A stifling defense, opportunistic scoring drives, three-point shots, behind-the-back passes, and just absolutely owning the paint on both sides of the box. They've been able to pretty much score at will, left, right, in, far out, perimeter. Just been an all-around impressive performance for Bingeroni here in the first half. 33 seconds remains before halftime. Bobcats perfectly content to wait for the final shot of the half. And now down to 25 seconds. Kicks it back out, top of the key, wide open. There's your jump shot off the mark, no good. Rebound, Mountain View, Gotebo. Passes across court. He runs out of real estate and steps on the line, I believe. It'll be a turnover, Mountain View, 7.7 seconds remains. Heads up play by the Bobcats. Unfortunately, they turned the ball over by letting it roll like that. He only burned 0.4 seconds off the clock. Final shot is no good. Your score at the half. Bingeroni 26. Mountain View Gotebo 9. You're watching Prep Nation TV. We haven't given up on trying to pipe in Kern and Don from KOCO. We're going to need wireless mics or a USB mixer if anybody has one, or the lavalier wireless mics would work as well. But we tried to configure the sound mixer and sort of having USB mixer in addition to the audio box that they use for their frequency range. It's just not going to work. And so I know a lot of you have been exceptionally upset about that, and you have let me know. Keep in mind, my broadcast is my broadcast. We usually do all of our games ourselves. We never allow someone else to do it. This is an arrangement that we had for the tournament here, and willing to do so that the two gentlemen that continue to do the simulcast would be able to do the broadcast. However, the equipment we needed was not ordered or delivered, and as a result, there's not much we can do. However, if anybody does have a USB mixer, or if you have a couple of wireless headsets or lavalier mics, bring them over and see Mr. James Biddy from Fort Cobb Broxton High School. You can also look up the broadcasters over here at the booth. We will be more than happy to take your assistance. Well, what can you say? Binger from the very get-go, fast, elusive, aggressive, Good passing, good rebounding, perimeter shots are on point, in the paint, rebounds, and behind the back through the legs, turnaround spinning jump shots. I mean, they've just put on a little bit of a clinic and have looked emphatically impressive doing so. That girl's got a cannon for an arm. Well, at the half, balanced scoring performance by Binger Oni, leading all players, Easton Allen with 7 points. Next up, number 2, Remy Mendoza with 5, followed by number 1, Renner Rodriguez with 4 points. And then 2 players for Mountain View Gotebo, number 3, Hunter Gaunt, and number 33, Cash Hobbs with 3 apiece. Likewise, number 3, number 3 with 2 points. And then for Binger as well, number 10, Bodie Raines with 2 points. Should probably be noted that Binger has been able to do what they've done in large part due to 8 different players scoring in the first quarter. Only starter that has not been able to score for Bingeroni, Carter Taylor, number 20, the senior. If you haven't given us a subscribe, please do so. It is free. There's no cost or obligation, and it will prioritize content whenever you're inside the YouTube app. Thank you for supporting Prep Nation TV and for supporting the Caddo County Basketball Tournament.
They've improved a little bit since last year. They've improved a little bit since last year.
Starts second half. Finger on basketball.
Third quarter underway. Air ball to start. And Binger not with the most impressive quarter I've ever seen, but they are definitely in the running for at least the most impressive quarter of the tournament. They really put on a show in the second. To the hoop. Perfectly lined up for him to score, just didn't make the shot. Third quarter officially underway. Oh, he made up for it that time, buddy.
Easton Allen for three.
Easton Allen from downtown and puts the Binger Oni Bobcats up by 20 points. Fires a rocket pass down the floor. It'll be a 1-on-2. Wisely pulls back, kicks it up top of the key. Perimeter jump shot is good. And back-to-back threes for Easton Allen. Well, it is a massive lead for Bingeroni. Score updates from prior games this afternoon. Lokiba Sickles girls victorious over Boone Apache 53-42. Fort Connor Broxton 74-35 over Lokiba Sickle boys. And then the Surreal Lady Pirates 70-18 victors over Carnegie. Air ball off the mark. Nice pick there set up. Only shot on this particular play is probably just reset it way over the head. Can't grab it. So the turnover by Mountain View Gotebo. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsors for today's live stream and video highlights. For Bigeroni Bobcats, Legacy Bank, and for Mountain View Gotebo, Shamrock Bank. The Caddo County Tournament. Preferred sponsor is CK Energy. Well, another missed opportunity for the Tigers. Oh, just off the mark on that one. Well, that would have been the fourth three-pointer of the quarter and an absolute backbreaker for Mountain View Gotebo. Oh, there you go. Yikes. Fort Cobb Broxton boys started the game today 5 straight and now 4 straight three-pointers for Binger here in the third quarter. And here they come again, just flying. Just a absolute highly efficient style of basketball, very hard to defend against. And I don't know how you would be able to really start a process of negating that short of cutting off passing lanes. Not the tallest team I've ever seen for sure. So you would think that Mountain View would have some success in the paint with 33 and 23, number 15 among 3 of the 4 tallest players on the floor. Jump shot is no good. However, he is fouled, so it'll be a process of three free throws coming up for Hunter Gaunt.
Number 3.
I believe it was outside the three-point arc.
And last 3. Hunter.
And 0 for 2. You can just tell by the body language, this is not something that is practiced. We used to have to run full court suicides for every free throw missed in the game. And let me tell you, you do not want to run 3 of them. Steps on the line trying to get the rebound, number 23, Blake Maxwell. So opportunity again squandered, and it remains a 38-9 ball game. To the hoop, nice block. So Cash Hobbs with the rejection and scores. Gaunt with the little one-hander puts it in for a double-digit score now for Mountain View Gotebo, up to 11. Wide open 3. Cross-court pass, Jute, and dish and dip into the paint, spins, pivots, kicks back out. Double pass, top of the key, and here we are again, far right side the perimeter. No good on the 3. Crashes the board, loses the rebound, and we'll have a lunging foul trying to get possession of the ball.
Enter the game for the Gotebo, 25. Colin. And for the Wildcats, number 1, Randy Rodriguez. And number 20, Carter Taylor.
Dish and shot is no good. Rare instance of getting their own rebound and putting it back. Nicely done. Gaunt with back-to-back buckets to get the Tigers up to 13. Binger unable to capitalize, turns the ball over. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remain in the third quarter. Drives into the paint, shot is no good, kicks it back out. Top of the key, uncontested shot off the mark.
Checking in for broadcast, number 10, Cody Grace. And number 2, Christian Benjamin.
Well, not the best possessions I've seen in the game for Binger. The last three touches have all been either turnovers or missed shots. Stolen by Binger. Crosses midcourt. He is just a whirling dervish, man, just all over. Jump shot. Money in the bank. And another turnover. To the hoop scores. Reigns will make it a 30-point lead and opportunity for the three-point play. And he turns it to the three-point play. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. It is Binger Oni 44, Mountain View Gotebo 13. Steps on the line, otherwise would have been a potential layup and steal for Binger. Knocks it out, kicks it back, stolen once again by the Bobcats. He is going coast to coast and scores. 15 seconds. Gott tries to go, kicks it out. Shot hits the backboard, ricochets. One final chance for Binger to shoot. Down to 3 seconds, 2 and 1. Turns around, fires, and hits it. Downtown. Largest lead of the game now for the Bobcats, 36 points. They have 2 out of the last 4 shots, 3-point plays or 3-point shots, and they have blown the game wide open here in the second half. One final quarter remains, 4 games on tap today, and we are now through 2 sessions at the Caddo County Basketball Tournament, presented by CK Energy. We'll be off tomorrow, and then games will resume Thursday for the losers bracket. Winners bracket games will be Friday night, and the potential championship consolation, and all the way through seventh place games will be Saturday. First game on the docket Thursday night, the 4 o'clock game will feature the Gracemont Lady Lions against the Lady Bingeroni Bobcats. Other game for the girls at approximately 6:30 p.m. will be Cement versus Hinton.
So the Tigers, number 2, Mason Smith. Head Bobcats, number 13, Upper. Number 4, Richard Henry. And number 22, Bryson Johnson. Yes, wow.
Rings in and out, no good. 5:10 to go here in the fourth and final quarter. So for those that are wanting to be in the loop, Thursday games, 4 p.m. will be the Bingeroni Bobcats versus the Gracemont Lady Lions. That'll be your 4 o'clock game. 5:15 will be Carnegie against Gracemont Boys. 6:30 will be Cement versus Hinton Girls, and 7:45 Cement Hinton Boys. Again, those times will be approximate after the 4 o'clock start. Winners bracket games will pick up on Friday night. We'll announce those pairings after the conclusion of this game, even though it does look like that Bingeroni is going to punch their ticket and be a part of the conversation for tomorrow, or correction, for Friday.
Bobcats, number 13.
Mountain View Gotebo able to crack 10 in the third quarter, and they able to double it up. So 52-20 back to a 32-point lead for the Bingeroni Bobcats. Cross-court pass shot is up and no good. Inside of 4 minutes to go, another steal by Binger. Same spot exactly, and hits the second one. 35-point lead for Binger, the largest of the game.
Number 43. Landon Collins.
Off the mark. Binger is going to turn it over. They get the rebound. Actually, I thought he turned it over. I thought it went off his hand. So it'll be correction on that. Binger will maintain possession of the ball. And another rainbow three, no good. Inside at 2:40 to go. Woo, that one almost went down the hallway. Stripped from behind, however, there is almost a double foul on the play. And another. First shot in, put back are no good for Mountain View Gotebo. Binger now in cruise control mode, trying to go up 40 for the first time in the game. And we'll have a mess substitution package for Binger. And the steal and scores.
Mason Smith. 3, shortstop.
And now down to 35 seconds. Another steal. Here comes Mountain View Gotebo. Rejection and no good. 17 seconds to go. So I have a double steal. Down to 10 seconds. And your final score will be Bingeroni 58. Mountain View Gotebo 24. Thank you for watching Prep Nation TV tonight. Have a good night.
It'll be the early 7:45. This is a passion.